Welcome to Nihon Nights, a modern-day Vampire the Masquerade chronicle set in the prefecture of Chiba, Japan. Awakening for the night is Elias, Clan Salubri, played by Noscavian. Please do a rouse check to awaken from your torpor state. You're getting hungry tonight. Marcelina, of Clan Hakata, played by Larissa Rave. Please rouse to awaken for the night. Wonderful. Slip, of Clan Nosferatu, played by Vamp Daddy. Please do a rouse check to arise from torpor. Lovely. Kenun, of the Gaki, played by Daybreakathon. You do not need to rouse to awaken. This week, we begin in the Coterie Haven. They have each awoken and assembled together in the main room, each of them taking a seat around the long table. The Coterie must plan their assault on the TID building and prepare themselves for whatever the building has in store for them. To that end, Slip has already built enough small transmitters that are ready to broadcast on the frequency they discovered to allow them to make it inside of the area, and has placed them alongside the ID cards that they have acquired and placed them on the middle of the table. What would you all like to talk about?
I think Marcelina is looking at a sort of, if you'll allow ST, a sort of kind of hard, tangible map rather than using technology, given her issues as of late. And she's just perusing, trying to see the best places for, should they need to hide, things like that. But yeah, so she's very studious in that way, and I think she has on the table one of her guns sort of half assembled.
Yeah.
As she's
cleaning it
looking at this
out
map.
and probably pristinely, perfectly placed in order for as quick as possible reconstruction, eyesight polish, and so on and so on, because Marcelina is fully trained professional.
Yes, absolutely. And I think she will turn to Slip and say, Slip, do you think we can maybe find out about how many guards will be, or at least right here at the entrance? Or who would be at this entrance?
Yeah, we could case the joint, do a old-fashioned stakeout, some binoculars or something, but if you wanted me to digitally take a peek at schedules and rosters, I think that would not be good.
Right, we don't want them to know we're watching. We might have to do this the old-fashioned way. I'd rather us go in with too much information than none at all. Would you be up for that?
Yeah, sure, absolutely.
All right, then. That'll be on the list of things to do. Right. As I'm looking at this map, I believe we've probably mentioned this before, but I don't quite remember. How many floors is the TID building?
The entire building itself is a rather large skyscraper, but the TID itself only occupies the 3 topmost floors.
Okay, so those other floors are kind of irrelevant.
Yeah.
At least to us. Okay.
Do you remember when I built those 3 earpieces for everyone to keep in contact with each other?
Yes, I do.
I have also made more of those, so that everybody can have one.
I don't know if I can. Technology seems to be not enjoying my presence much.
Oh?
Yeah, I don't know if you've planned for that, but...
A degree. As the ghost, I'm using that word lightly, does it scream at you repeatedly, or when the first time you try to activate technology?
As far as I can tell, it just starts screaming.
I'll give you a roll for this one, actually.
Okay.
Intelligence and tech. It's a really easy roll.
Me?
Yep.
Oh my god. Okay. Well, here's hoping. I missed it, so it doesn't matter. I don't got shit in tech. That's what Slip's for. Yeah, I think I'll just say I don't really know. I kind of rip it away from my ears before I could find out if it lingers. But one thing I know is you don't really want to fuck with ghosts. And they're
Well,
nasty.
I think I have the same problem you do now, as well. Remember my
Oh.
computer, and I'm watching you.
Huh.
Yeah.
ST, real quick question, just given my family history. Have I ever heard of something like that? Of ghosty things passing on like a disease? Of being screamed at by ghosts, if that's contagious or not.
Do for me. Intelligence or wits and occult, please. Again, this is not a hard roll. This isn't a hard roll.
2 dice can
Well,
do that.
That's
Ooh.
absolutely fine.
hey,
This is not like any kind of spirit you've heard of before. A spirit is, even though it's a spirit, it is a singular thing. How it could spread out like that, it defies what you know about spirits, which is quite extensive. It's not everything, but it's extensive enough.
Mhm.
I think as you were saying this out loud, the realization of it spreading like a virus really sticks with you, because that's more what it's like. Is like this virus that has been carrying on and on.
I see.
I
Okay.
have a question for you, Shiv,
yeah.
if I may.
Yes.
Other than the one instance where it was very obvious that it was in my computer and all that, have I been experiencing kind of the same thing Marcelina has, like tit for tat?
Very infrequently. Actually, I think I'm going to give it to you for free rather than the risk of roll of. You will have noticed the first time you use an electronical piece of equipment, it doesn't matter what kind of equipment it is, you get some kind of feedback from it. But it's only the first time. After then, you're fine.
I think as me and Slip are having this conversation, obviously, I'm assuming the others are there with us, but I say, as far as I know, spirits are separate. They're their own thing, singular, and I mean, each have their reasons for sticking about, right? But this is like a virus, and I wonder if maybe because it's technology, it's like a computer virus, do you know what I mean? Rather than an actual ghost. Does that make sense?
I think you're on the right track. Best I can figure, snowball theory, technology runs on energy, and there's always tales of spirits draining batteries or interacting with electronics. I think the world of spirits is very in tune with that sort of energy. And it might be less of like a code and more of like a virus, like you're mentioning, but it's very, very weird. But
Like
I have been
parasitic?
experiencing. I don't know that it is specifically draining the power so much as it is active within it. Because when I use a piece of technology for the first time, there's like a 1 in 3 shot, I get my eardrum blown out like you do every time. But it is only when I first turn it on.
You know, Kenan, your people have a particular connection with energy. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. When I first came here, I have an ability in which I can see certain things when it comes to spirits. There's a darkness, an energy that hovers above, well, specifically Tokyo. And I'm wondering if, as Slip said, with this sort of siphoning energy bits, perhaps there's something that is collecting this energy and we're getting the remnants of it, and just because of my particular sensitivity to those in the afterlife is why I receive it always and Slip only sometimes. It wasn't always that way when I first got here, mind you. It was the longer I stayed, the worse it got. The more I interacted with my phone or any piece of technology, really, is the screaming got to be more and more frequent until it was every time.
Storyteller.
Yes.
Help.
Intelligence and occult for me, please, Kenon.
Aye, aye.
You're far more familiar with the goings-on and happenings on this island. Obviously more so than anybody else in this room currently, including Slip, despite his years here, but he was isolated. You've heard rumour of this entity. No one is entirely 100% sure if it is a spirit or if it is something else entirely. Whatever it is, it seems to lack any kind of chi. And it acts more like it's some sort of sentient creature with a will to live. I think the last bit I can give you is there have been attempts to track it down by the Gaki. There have been followings up, but it always ends well. Sometimes it seems that spirit or whatever it is has been dealt with, and then it just comes back and starts spreading again.
There is indeed a shadow on these lands.
Have your people made any attempts to deal with it, or?
Of course.
Right.
The nature of the shadow is not yet certain.
For how long?
Since at least your time, Kenon, if not more.
Or as long as I can say.
All right then. A reason why I ask is I'm wondering if maybe it's because of technology that it was able to remain. I imagine that your people, like mine, are accustomed to dealing with such things and efficient at it. But I'm wondering if it's through technology able to copy itself. And so while you maybe get rid of most of it, there always remains something that can just copy itself over and over again until it starts to spread.
And considers this. Just a kind of halfway between a nod and a shrug. Perhaps that is indeed a theory. I fear such matters of technology are beyond me, so I personally cannot say. But it is indeed a theory.
Well, the reason why I'm putting such a focus on it is it's a bit of a hindrance when it comes to our communications going into the TID building.
Yes, it has
Those
been a bit of a hindrance in general.
Those transmitters you made slip. Not going to be useful if ghosts are screaming through it.
I believe that they will only scream for once.
Well,
Moderately ghost-proofed, then.
I mean, they're right here. We could try this.
Yeah, better do a test one here now than wait till it's showtime. So, hand it over, and she'll put her hand out for one of the earpieces.
I think even we should maybe wear them just tonight. If we're going to do the stakeout tonight and move on the TID later, we should really field test these things and keep track of, if they scream more than once, what's around us, what's happening, cause and effect.
Yeah.
Take out the equipment as well as the building.
That's a wonderful idea, Slip. And this allows us to communicate no matter where we are.
Yes.
Oh,
make sure we all get out alive.
One of those, Slip.
I think Marceline is going to test this out like right now in the house. Just in case she doesn't want to go all the way to eventually the TID building and then have this thing scream and like no way to fix it. So she's going to stick one in.
Just for reference as well, transmitter is a very small thing and all it's doing is just pulsing this effectively white noise, but it's on a certain frequency. The earpiece, however, is regular earpiece. And you put it in and nothing happens.
That's weird. I mean, good. No screaming as of right now. So, hey, that's a good thing.
I'll knock on wood.
Right. Well, it looks like it's just us for the night, so. I got some things I'd like to pick up before we do our stakeout. And before the actual building situation, if that's all right with y'all.
Sure.
Of course.
Of course.
Put in one of the earpieces as well and turned it on.
Again,
Elias would install it.
And he'll just show Elias, since I don't think he's tried them out yet, because we didn't have enough before, he'll just give Elias like a quick rundown of like, this is how you turn it on and off. So if you want to have a conversation that we don't hear, here's how you turn it off, you can turn it back on and all that.
Oh, wonderful. Well, I mean, anytime we speak, I think it's best for everyone to hear, but I appreciate knowing where that button is.
It's also...
Marcelina has not forgotten. I'll just let everybody know she has not forgotten.
Elias. There shall be no secrets here, it seems.
Well, there might be secrets. It is distance-based. It is not gonna... You're not gonna be able to hear each other from one end of Tokyo to the other. It's much more of the size of a... Like the TID building would work. But past that point, it's not going to work.
Right. I broke my phone, so I'm going to get a burner. When we go out on our errands tonight before the stakeout, that'll be something I need to grab.
Sure.
I also haven't talked to my family in quite some time, so I know that there's going to be some issues there, but one issue at a time.
Well, if you need any... Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, you're fine. Go ahead.
If you need any assistance modifying or doctoring the burner, let me know.
Thank you. Right. So as she says thank you, she assembles her gun like really quickly. I think it just goes to show how well trained she is in this, that it's like almost in one movement that she does it. And then she's gonna go upstairs. She's gonna grab a few more of her stuff, some knives, but mostly her guns. You know, her favorites at least. And yeah, get ready to go. And I think she is not gonna grab the car keys as she's wont to do, and just gonna let Kenun be the driver since he's always trying to be the driver. So she's not gonna fight him on this one this time. Yeah.
Is anything the three remaining kindred would like to talk about while Marcelina is upstairs readying herself? Or would you all like to return to your rooms temporarily to also ready yourselves?
Elias.
Yes, Slip. How can I help you?
How are you on? Are you hungry?
Oh, no, not at all. I don't need to feed that often.
Just checking. I'm trying to make
I'm
sure.
just tiny, ever so slightly hungry.
Okay. I just made a habit of keeping track of you and Marcelina's feeding schedule because you're very labor intensive to feed sometimes.
Yes, it is a little more difficult away from my flock. That is certainly true.
If you end up needing help, let me know. We can work something out.
Very well, thank you. That's so kind of you, Slip.
Yes, well, you know, I'm a consenting adult.
Is there anything I can help you with? Anything you need?
It's not. I guess not. How do you like your gift I got you all those nights ago? We haven't really talked about it since. Have you used it?
What was that gift again I'm drawing?
You're a sick bastard.
No. Out of
Wait,
character,
is that in character? Oh, okay.
No, sorry. Out of character. I'm trying to think
Gotcha.
of what that gift was.
He got you. He got Elias the flower tending knife with the blade on the reverse edge. The Hana katana.
That's right. The reverse blade katana for like bonsai
Flower
trimming.
arrangement. Yeah.
Oh, yes, Slip. It's quite wonderful. It's very therapeutic. Since we left the Haven, I haven't had a chance to buy another mini tree or something to tend to, but it is very therapeutic and relaxing. I've quite enjoyed it.
Great. I'm glad it's getting use. That's all. I don't think I need anything.
Is there anything you think we will need for preparation to go to this TID building? I know I usually don't bring much with me, but perhaps I can bring some snacks or something like that for the guards.
Oh, sure. If you could run out and just embrace like a half a dozen ex-Navy SEALs, that'd be great.
Oh, I don't think I'd be able to do that, Slip.
Yeah, same. I mean, depending on who goes with us, real talk, Elias, you're going to be the face. You're going to be kind of, I think, maybe the talker. if it gets down to us needing to do mind games. And I know I joke around a lot, and really, really, maybe keep the compound hush hush when we're in the government facility. And like the Enlightenment stuff. It's just, you know, if we're posing as employees.
Yes, most people don't go around attempting to recruit people into a cult. Not generally.
Yeah.
Well,
I know it.
I can leave the pamphlets at the Haven. It's not an
It would
issue.
be super fantastic. Super excellent. Yeah. In fact, if you can go the whole night, without talking about enlightenment or your community within the confines of those walls, one of these nights, I will help you hand out pamphlets.
Oh, that sounds wonderful, Slip. Here we go. I'll reach into my pocket. I'll pull out like a fat stack of pamphlets, and I'll just hand it to Slip. Here you go.
Marcelina
for when you need
will
those
come down
pamphlets
the
later.
stairs. Marcelina will come down the stairs and walk by Slip, seeing that, and be like, "You're gonna regret that," and walk towards the front door.
Cool. I won't make a single joke. I'll be like super serious about it. Just, you know, a favor for a favor. Yeah.
Damn.
And he will take the fat stack and like he'll pull up like 3 of his shirts and shove it into like the pocket of like one of like the 4th or 5th layers, which is like a half a hoodie he's cut the sleeves off of, but it has like a kangaroo pocket. Really just ferrets them in there.
No worries. A lot of animal references in that sentence. Kangaroos and ferrets.
Yeah. Marcelina.
Yes.
Quick. How hungry are you?
I'm starving, to be honest. I'm really fucking hungry, and Elias looks great. But as long as he doesn't do any active bleeding, I think I'll be all right.
He is a cutie. Do you have your mug?
Yes. Marcelina will go to the cabinet and pull out a little black mug, and hand it to Slip.
Cool. I can't maybe do this right now, but we'll have time later. I need to top off before I top you off, or it's gonna get real stupid real fast.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You know, I think we should handle your hunger first, and then I can wait. Just
Sure.
like don't actively bleed around me, you know?
You know, I never really do. It's always like third-party factors or like.
Yeah. It is what it is, right? We deal with the cards we're given.
It is what it is.
Right. Y'all ready to go?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right then. Canoon, I'm assuming you're driving. I need to make a stop at a store where I can get myself a little burner phone, if that's all right with you.
Kenu nods. Stands.
Wonderful. All right then, let's go.
Gertrude head out onto the humid, warm summer night, and each get inside of the car. Kenon, of course, taking the driver's seat, and heads off deeper into Edagawa City, into a more commercialized area, but still managing to keep a respectful distance away from the TID building itself. Is there anything you would like to talk about before you arrive at a suitable electronics store?
Elias would say into the headset, "How is everyone doing tonight?"
Great.
I think Marcelina will actually be like jump a little bit, like what the fuck, because she wasn't expecting the voice so like in her ear. She'll turn and she'll look at Elias and just like, "I'm doing fine. How are you?"
This is a wonderful night. I'm glad we are preparing, and hopefully we can manage to accomplish our goals with as little bloodshed as possible.
Mm.
I understand when there are armed soldiers trying to kill us, we need to defend ourselves. But I still, hopefully, we can be as quiet and cautious as possible. I'm quite looking forward to the preparation we'll be making.
Elias, speaking of defending oneself, you never did tell me how you defended yourself from me.
Well, as I recall, Marcelina, you managed to steal your own nerves, and then you were on the verge of just devouring something. So I just sat down alongside you, and we sat and we waited for a brief few moments, and then Slip and the rest of the coterie came, and I told them, "You need something to eat immediately because you're stalwartly holding back your hunger."
Is that true, Slip? I'm literally turned all the way around in the seat looking at that Slip. Fully like this in the seat looking at Slip.
You know, that is not how I remember things so much.
Really?
Yeah.
How do you remember things then?
I do remember you sitting across from Elias, crisscross applesauce. But you were more vibrating like some sort of grizzly bear shark hybrid with murder in your eyes. And you were very passive. I remember, do you remember when I scooped you up into my arms and carried you?
You did what?
Yes.
You did what to me?
You were quite unresponsive.
Neither of you seem quite inclined to move.
I see. ST. Given my family's history, would I be familiar with such tactics? You know, like dominate, things like that. Would I be familiar with those type of things?
Intelligence and occult, or intelligence and insight?
Oh, they're both shit.
Would you prefer
God
wits
damn it.
instead of intelligence?
No, because those are the same. It's fine. We're just gonna go for intelligence and insight.
You don't have to roll if you don't want to.
I've rolled. It's fine.
Okay.
I've rolled 2 successes.
I think for 2 successes, because it's not like it's a secret that dominate exists, and although you can't 100% fully confirm it, there's a good bloody chance.
Yeah, there is. Okay, all right.
But there's still enough room for doubt. Not that that matters to Marcelina.
No, it doesn't.
Slip, that's more or less what I said. We were there sitting, and by one way or another, Marcelina was able to restrain the beast from devouring me, which I am most grateful for. And when you arrived, I know I did ask you to feed her because she was quite hungry, did I not?
The important thing to remember, Marcelina, is that he very likely had to choose between death and other.
Though I will say, the phrase one way or another certainly is pulling a lot of weight in that sentence.
Marcelina goes very still, and she looks at Elias. She's just going to stare for a moment, and then her face changes. Not in a Samitsi way, don't get fucking excited. But it changes to where she looks exactly like a disappointed mother.
Worse than a Samitsi.
He says, okay, and turns around in her seat and sits down properly and simply goes silent.
I'm fucking scared.
Slip will reach over and kind of like give Elias like a pat on the shoulder. It doesn't say anything, but he's trying to. It's like a very like, yeah, I get it. Like regardless of what it was, like, you know, he's sympathetic. You know, no one wants to be literally eaten.
Yeah, and Kenon's just driving, but like if you see his expression in the rear view, he's got just enough of that air to his face where you can tell that internally he's grabbed the popcorn.
Thank you, Slip. I appreciate the support.
I don't know if they'll notice, because I don't think they're looking. But in the mirror, on the outside mirror here, side view mirror, Marcelina is staring at them. And she's like burning holes through Elias's face. But yeah, very subtle, like, you know what I mean?
Or
The tension can be felt in the room, you know what I'm saying? In the car, rather.
And the very tense drive continues until not too long after Kenon pulls up on one of the side roads, one of the smaller ones. It's not too busy. You catch sight of a row of smaller sized shops that sell a variety of throwaway equipment and tourist trap things. Nothing like a massive mall or even a major chain store. Just little shops, probably privately owned by a family or two here and there. You'll be able to take your pick of anyone to find a burner phone.
Yeah, I think Marcelina, just as soon as Kenon parks, she doesn't say anything, just gets out the car. She's going to walk up to one of the vendors and just very quickly in Japanese say what she needs and then hand over the money and make it very quick, business-like.
Yep, no problem.
Yeah.
And you'll get an older style clickety-clackety phone. And it's
Yeah.
dirt cheap. It works. Job done.
Yeah, I think the first thing Marcelina does is send a text message to the family to let them know she's alive. And all she says is on the job.
And, you know, I would imagine it's not as simple as, you know, on the job. It's probably a very well-known to the Hakata family coded message. And
Yeah.
the coded message received back will be something akin to, we're glad to hear that your auntie is recovering. We're glad to hear that, you know, we're relieved to hear from you. Please be safe and carry on.
Yeah. Cool. After that, I think she just very quickly programs sort of the important numbers for her. Those important. They remain nameless, but she just keeps them there in the. So they're available for like speed dial type of situation. I think she also sends a very quick. No, that's a lie. She doesn't send that message. She just gets back into the car, and she says, "Right, I'm ready to go. If there's anything y'all need to get, we might as well get that right now."
I could eat.
All right. You
For
can eat just
the-
about anything, right?
Oh, yeah. Yep.
You don't have a preference, or?
I mean, I could beg and choose, but that doesn't seem... I have the ability to eat multiple things, so I enjoy it.
Understood. Kenan, you don't mind if we break away for a moment?
Feed yourselves as necessary.
Good. Come on then, Slip. Let's go get you some food.
Sure.
Have a wonderful time.
I just want to clarify. You're going to leave Elias with Kenon in the car.
Yes.
I thought I knew. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
What
Yeah.
could go wrong?
I mean,
It's going to be one of those episodes.
sink or swim, baby.
They're gonna figure it out. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So she's gonna step out the car with Slip and slink into the darkness with him.
He will walk around and kind of tap on the driver's side window to Canyon and make like a roll down the windows motion.
Window rolls. Yes.
Hey, do you need anything? Are you good? Like, are you hungry or?
And just sort of gives a non-committal shrug, indicating he's fine. Food's nice. He doesn't eat it.
All right, cool. We'll see what we find. And then then he'll break off from the car with Marcelina.
We'll stick with. Sorry to annoy you both, Marcelina and Slip. I know you just muted yourselves, but we'll stick with you two.
Okay.
Walk along the side road, take in some of the more destitute and deserted alleyways, looking for something suitable. As you're looking for something in particular, is there anything you two would like to talk about?
I think when Marcelina's walking down these alleyways and she's seeing, people who are homeless and just kind of what comes with that, really. There's a look on her face, I think, that is like she's familiar. She knows this. Yeah. She understands this. Right, well, you got your pick of the lot. Go on and have at it. I'll watch your back.
Sure. Slip will keep an eye out for any of the, rats or the lone hobo, whatever opportunity is the most juicy.
I don't even think you need to roll for that. Something is easily going to catch your attention. It's merely a matter of does Slip fancy the oaky taste of a poor homeless person, or the familiar and strangely soothing to a Nosferatu taste of several rats?
His preferences, people, in general. So he'll definitely try to find a drifter or somebody who is decently far enough that he can get a hand over the mouth.
If Marcelina can help him, as she was a serial killer, I mean, she is a serial killer, but of kindred now, but because of her former lifestyle, she can spot a target easily.
Flip. Wits and streetwise, with a +1 assist from Marcelina. Damn, you better believe that's a success. And as you're travelling around the darker spots of Tokyo, the underbelly, the place seldom seen, the people don't really go to, you find a lonely, single, destitute person down and out on their luck, wrapped up in a blanket, despite the heat and humidity, asleep on the stone path, down an alleyway, near several large bins. What would you like to do?
Sit on them, just unceremoniously. Literally just sit on the stomach, hand over the mouth.
That's free.
I think Marcelina would position herself so that she sort of like provide an extra cover. But she is kind of looking over her shoulder, watching him go at it.
Look out, but also, morbid curiosity about. Yeah.
Can't help it. I can't help it. My clan loves that shit. So I just find myself compulsively looking.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And Slip, that is absolutely free. The man is restrained, silenced, and under your complete control. Doing the deed?
Yeah?
Royal Predator roll for me, please.
I think there's a little bit of like, I don't know if Slip could hear her, but Marcelina's a little bit like, kill him. Kill him. Take it all, he won't even know. It'll be like falling asleep. There's a little bit of that, just under her breath.
Sadly for Marcelina. Slip extends all four of his fangs and penetrates the man's dirtied, muddied, unwashed flesh, sinking them into a vein, and begins to sup of the man's blood. How much would you like to extract, Slip? You can take 2.
2.
Okay, that's absolutely fine. Slake 2 hunger. And
2.
the homeless man will let out a pleased, pleasurable sigh and slowly drift off back to sleep.
Slip is not going to get up. He's going to look back at Marcelina, motion her over.
She'll walk over with a little bit of pout on her face.
I'd like to mention as well, I hope it doesn't mess up your plans, but if you feed from the same person again, Slip, and you take more than 1 hunger, he will die.
Tragic.
Marcelina comes over with a little bit of a pout, because she did want him to die. But she comes over and she's, yeah, what do you need?
He will bite his wrist for her, so she does not have to use those fucked up teeth to send him screaming into the night, and then extend his arm out towards her.
That's fair. I don't blame you. Marcelina thinks that, but out loud she's like, pussy. And then she will suck on his wrist so that she can feed as well. She'll take 2.
Yep. I think we'll skip the rouse check for you, Slip. Give you a little bit of an easy mode, and you may increase your hunger by 2, Slip. But Marcelina, you may decrease yours by 2.
Thank you. Oh, I clicked the wrong thing, didn't I? Here we go. I think she'll lick the wound closed, and kind of just give Slip a little smile and thank you.
Yeah, no problem. I was gonna let this one go. Find another. Is that alright?
I certainly don't mind. I do enjoy watching you work.
Thanks. I am capable of violence. when the need arises.
I've seen. Especially for people that mean something to you, huh?
Yeah, I guess.
No point in hiding it, silly.
Oh. Hopefully I get old enough eventually that stops being a thing. Keeps getting me in trouble.
Oh, well. You know, and we're talking, I think, as we're walking. He's looking for another person.
Yeah.
Actually, Lena says, when I was growing up, they didn't have to do this with me, but with the others, taught them how to shut it off. That thing that y'all have that makes you care about people, you can learn how to shut it off.
That sounds very nice. Especially since it's not the same after the change. It's different.
Yeah, I hear it's I hear that for some it's actually quite intense, but also hollow. Is that what it was like for you?
I wouldn't describe it as genuine infection. I don't think we're really capable of that. It's no relationship with a mortal and one of us can be anything more than one-sided.
Mm.
It's more of like obsession, once your
That I understand.
colors fade and scents and flavors become muted, there's something about that one or two mortals that makes it all come back just a little bit. And then you find yourself standing outside their house in the middle of the night. And it's not healthy.
Really?
Yeah.
Sounds alright to me.
Yeah. Yeah, until someone calls the cops.
That's fair. I guess that does present a problem. Although, Slip, I don't think your issue is a mortal. Your obsession isn't with a mortal. Your obsession's with an immortal like us.
Which is all together weird to be experiencing.
I see. Does it make you uncomfortable?
No, not uncomfortable, but it's not really. I don't know. It's less viable as the nights go on.
Oh. Oh, I see. Before it was okay because they weren't a liability, but now they are.
I was pretty okie dokie up until I was artichokey.
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm.
Until last night.
Mm. What happened last night?
Violet kidnapped me.
Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Well, Nosferatu are known to be a bit dramatic, so maybe it's just a clan thing? I don't know.
I would not know. I have not had much experience with Western kindred.
See.
I have a question for you.
All right.
Your family, and everything I'm
Yeah.
asking here is genuine curiosity. Don't mean anything disrespectfully. I keep
Ask
upsetting
us
people with questions. Your family,
Yeah.
are they corporate-minded in the sense of the Ivory Tower? Are they card-carrying members?
No.
So you are.
It's Well, I think my family is, well, they are business minded. And sometimes that means not being card carrying. Do you catch my drift?
I absolutely do. I have been exactly that for the last 6 decades.
Mm.
Do you have any desire to join? If someone were to force you, or ask you, or otherwise try to coerce you?
No. I'm
I,
Slip. You have to be your own kindred. And sometimes I can say no confidently because I'm not afraid to die. And I don't have anyone that I much care for that can be used against me. I don't have weaknesses in that way. So it's really up to you. Because, look, Violet's old and she'll take your fucking head off, you know? But if you don't want to do something, you don't have to. What's the point of immortality, having all this strength and these gifts, if you just let people push you around? Only do
That's
what
sort
you
of,
want to.
yeah, that's what I wanted you to say.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
I
So,
understand.
your family is here in Japan? The Nippon?
Yes. Mm-hmm. All over the place. Not just here. My family spans the globe. But there's a section of them that reside here, enjoy this land.
Independent.
Very much so.
Am independent, and I've heard I would very much like to remain independent. I
Mm.
have been working for the Gaki for a very long time.
Mm.
Uh, they have allowed me to exist, which is very polite of them.
Mm.
They have even allowed me to prosper, which is very polite of them. I wish to remain independent, and I would like very much, possibly, to add your family to my list of clientele.
I can vouch for your skill. It'll be your job to stay alive long enough to use it for them. You understand?
I was pretty darn good at that before that night at Flimsy Land. I could do it again.
Here's what I'll say. Violet is of an older generation and of an older mind, and she is absolutely aligned with Camaria. There is a way that Nosferatu do things, and so that is what she's abiding by. If you're willing to risk it, you can tell her no. Whether you'll be successful or not, I can't promise that. But I'll vouch for you.
Well, I would appreciate that.
Hmm.
I like
Now,
my freedom.
that I understand. You should go eat. We don't want to keep them too long, or else Kenun will come after us and try to figure out what the fuck we're up to. Go on.
Yeah, I guess.
Talking of Kenun and Elias, this is going to be interesting. What's going on in the car while Slip and Marcelina are hunting?
Are you enjoying this lovely night, Kinoon?
Kenan just sort of nods. I assume Kenan's still in the driver's seat and Elias is like in the back seat, right? Like, they wouldn't have moved around?
I don't think Elias is... Yeah, Marcelina would have taken the navigator's position. And Elias...
Yeah.
It's probably fine taking the back, yeah.
Yep. I imagine Elias is probably sitting behind you.
Yeah, just this real, face-to-face convo here.
Face to, rear view mirror.
Uh-huh. Yeah, Kenun just sort of, angles the mirror to be able to look back at Elias and just sort of nods. It is indeed a fine night. How is it treating you?
So far, so good. I feel like Marcelina is a little upset, but I'm not quite sure why.
Indeed. Why do you suspect?
Well, perhaps she would have preferred to diapolize me? That's the only thing I can think of.
Just sort of, yeah, nods. I suppose that is one way of looking at it. How goes the road to enlightenment, Elias?
Well, I've hit some bumps along the way. I feel like I haven't progressed as much as I'd like. Every time I take a step forwards, I seem to take a step back. You know how that goes.
Indeed. Have you thought any more about the little chat we had with our dear friend Sato Rin?
Yes, I have. I have thoughts on that. The embracing the beast and finding a balance and all that. And it is. I think that definitely has some strong merit to it. But I do want to see where my current path takes me before I change or shift to another path. But I think I will certainly take that path the next time around.
I see.
Kenun, you receive a text message on your phone, pager, what have you, whatever device it is you're usually contacted by. I would imagine, being the mysterious Gaki that you are, you patiently wait after receiving the text message and make sure that Elias is distracted enough for you to be able to sneak a look. And it simply says, "Contact has been requested, not by you."
And just real quick and just angled, just sends back an acknowledgement that the message has been seen.
Slip! Predator roll for me, please. Oh. Would you like a reroll?
I will.
There's a potential
Reroll
for
all
a messy crit.
all three of those top ones. Yeah, well, we'll see. There's the messy crit.
There is the messy crit. Oh, Marcelina, this is perfect. This is what you wanted. You will have been able to find someone very easily, feed upon them, and this time, however, Marcelina's whispers of you to drain them, to kill them, actually managed to make sense to you. The beast rears up at the last minute, and you drain the unfortunate victim of all of his vitae. You may slake 5 hunger, but you will take 2 humanity stains.
I think that Marcelina is very accustomed to knowing what that looks like, what that death looks like. And she will come up to Slip and sort of crouch down, and she'll put a hand on his shoulder, almost comforting in a way, and squeeze it. And she'll smile and say, "There you go. Freedom." And she'll stand up and just kind of wait for him to join her as she walks back to the car.
Sorry about that. I hate when this happens.
You shouldn't be sorry, Slip. It's what we are. Nothing wrong with being what you are. Plus, you did him a kindness, given their circumstance.
It is miserably hot out here.
It is, ain't it? Let's get back in the AC.
Question for you real quick.
For who, me?
Yes, you.
Oh, yes, me. Hello, yes. How may I help you?
Two things just real quick. When your group is done investigating what you have been asked to investigate, will you be staying in Japan?
Oh, well, I don't know. I have some things back home that do need taken care of, but I like it here. I could be convinced to stay a while.
Okay. Being that you are independent and you like freedom and you do what you want,
Yes.
I have a favor to ask of you, of which I'm willing to offer a boon.
What's the favor?
Do not attempt to rob that train. Give that up.
Why?
This is the Gaki's land. That is the Gaki's train. The thing you want to take belongs to the Gaki. Your family is smart. They probably don't challenge the Gaki very much, and that is why they are so prevalent here. The Camarilla, not super prevalent here, because they keep trying to challenge the Gaki. It's a stupid plan. Given to you by a prince that you do not owe fealty to, as you have said.
It wasn't much of a plan anyway. I don't particularly care if the prince gets his little trinket or not. My family has been trying to see which way things go. There is a war coming, Slip. If I were to offer you any advice, okay? As soon as you get the chance, leave. Independent or not, you're not one of them. And they'll take you out the first chance they get. I'm not telling you to align with the Camarilla or anything like that. But don't think that years of good service to the Gaki is going to serve you any when it comes down to war. You
Very
watch your own ass.
Sure. So I can count on you then?
I won't actively try to take anything from the Gaki, alright? I can't speak for the rest of the coterie. The rest of them are Camarilla. Violet especially.
Okay.
One more thing, Slip.
Yo.
Sato. They don't want this. And it's clear to me they don't accept this. What we are. I see them getting closer and closer to Canun every day. If it's a choice between you or them, they're going to choose themselves in the end.
Yeah.
Watch your ass.
All right. I have bothered you long enough. Let us go back.
Marcelina will head into the car.
No worries, and you'll be able to join Kenun and Elias, who was strangely, seemingly having a somewhat civilized conversation. Neither of them showing any gritted teeth or anything like that. And you take your position in a navigator's chair, and Slip slides in to the back seat alongside Elias. Where would you like to go?
Right. Is there anything we needed in terms of equipment for this stakeout? I don't know if y'all have a pair of binoculars or whatever with you that you might need, but I have everything I need. I just don't know about the rest of you.
Well, I don't really need much. I suppose I could get some snack packs or juice boxes for the guards when we run into them.
It's a stakeout, Elias. We have no intention of running into them, but if you want to get some snack packs for your friends, I guess you can.
But otherwise, I suppose I don't really need anything.
When's the last time you ate, Elias?
Oh, I'm fine. I'm barely hungry at the moment.
That was not the question.
Barely hungry at the moment.
I feed when needed.
Right. When was the last time you fed?
It's I don't. Maybe
That long ago.
Maybe about a week ago.
A week. Okay. Do you want to die? Is that what it is? You got like a weird ass death wish or something?
I'm just not very hungry.
Okay. I'll let you continue lying to yourself then. Since none of us need anything apparently, I guess we'll just head over to the TID building. At least a little bit of ways though. We don't want to be too close. Keep an eye and see what's going on over there.
Well, I don't. Does anybody have like a pair of binoculars on them presently?
No, but there's a few vendors up ahead. I'm sure we could snatch one up. It won't be an issue.
Cool. And do you guys have any? I don't know. You guys have connections and stuff. I don't. Do you have any idea where we could get specialized equipment for something like this? Family-oriented, gawky, oriented, cult-oriented, you know.
I think any help I can provide, I can't, because the Gaki have rules about our kind being in this area. So anything we get is going to have to be from our friend Canun here.
What do you
Everybody!
wish to get?
Oh.
Wits and awareness.
Oh, shit.
Don't worry, this is not going to be a difficult task, and if you get the beast, I'm not going to enforce that one just for this.
Okay.
Oh my god.
Our friend is not at his seat, so.
That's yeah,
Wits
you're
and
all gonna
awareness,
see it.
he's not aware at the moment, so.
You will all suddenly catch sight of a strange black wrought iron door that you could have sworn wasn't there a minute ago, but is now clearly visible on one of the buildings in front of you, just on a corner.
Hey,
Y'all see that?
yeah, you see it too. Okay, I was going to ask if I was going nuts. That was not
If
there.
you are, the door is not a sign of it.
Okay. Kenan, what is that?
What is what?
The door?
It's a door.
It wasn't there. It's in your city. What
Are you
Yeah,
that?
sure it wasn't there?
Oh,
Pretty
Lord, here we go.
sure.
Here we go. This is what we're doing. Okay.
Wait, hold on. Marcelina, watch this. Okay, ready?
Hmm.
He's gonna gently place a hand on Kenun's shoulder. Magic 8-ball, should I go through the door? And then jiggle his shoulders just a bit.
Oh, you're getting XP for that? Oh, yeah, you are.
Marcelina just raises an eyebrow like, oh. Okay.
Without a trace of irony. The answer is unclear. Ask again.
You know,
Oh,
Canoon,
buddy,
I
you're
think
getting
you
an
do
XP
have
for
a
that.
sense of humor. I think you do have a sense of humor, Canoon. You almost fooled me. I think you got one. Right. Is there a habit of disappearing and reappearing doors in your city, Canoon?
Kind of shrugs. The affairs
That
of doors
is
are not my business either.
amazing how nothing's ever your fucking business when we need an answer. That is incredible how you do that. Alright. Well.
You're a moonroof kind of guy, eh, Kenun?
I don't have the faintest idea what you mean.
Alright, cool. There's probably no shot that Slip has ever heard of a floating door.
I mean, it's not floating, it is attached to the side of a
Oh,
building.
yeah. But it wasn't there before.
Exactly.
Like,
I'm gonna pop on Oblivion side. Just in case. I don't know if it's any otherworldly things that I might be able to catch a glance of.
Yeah, I think you'll be able to see that there's some kind of strange aura about this. There is something about it. It's not of the dead. It's not of Oblivion. It's not of this plane of existence either. It's something that you feel you've seen it somewhere before, but you can't quite place where.
All right. Okay. That's fucking weird. Through the mirrors and stuff, you guys will be able to see that Marcelina's eyes are all blacked out as she stares at this door, and I think she. Right. So here are two options. I can walk up to the door and see what's on the other fucking side. Or maybe you can tell me if you have any knowledge of things that aren't quite of the dead, but are definitely not of this realm. That might have a foothold in your city.
Kenan, it's a door on the wall. What are you supposed to know about a door on the wall?
The affairs of doors aren't my business.
All right.
Amazing.
Kenan is just considering the question and just sort of pauses, nods, shrugs.
So fucking helpful, right? Okay. Marcelina is going to pull her fucking gun out, and she's gonna get out the car, and she's gonna go towards the fucking door because no other options have been presented to her. So out she goes.
We'll follow.
You approach the door. Nothing seems amiss, awry, strange. The door has no handle, however. You finally make it within arm's reach. You hear nothing coming out of it. What would you like to do?
You ever heard of a door that has no handle, Slip?
Yeah, usually a roof access.
Or a push?
She's gonna take a quick kind of peer around. Does she see a lot of people on the street, or is there really, like, no one around?
It's empty, and I don't mean, one or two people milling around. It is devoid of people, apart from yourselves, which is
That's
a fairly
weird.
rare sight in Tokyo.
Yeah, that's weird. Okay. Well, you want to come with me?
Yeah.
All right. And Marcelina's gonna touch the door and push.
Before your hand makes contact with the door, it opens of its own accord, silently, and exposes to you a wooden shop interior. The wooden floor is open, with a few shelves and displays along the side walls. Are you stepping inside?
Yes, I am. Carefully. I think the way she would enter would be sort of, what's the best way to describe it? I guess like military, where they kind of sort of check all their angles before fully stepping into the room. And then she'll step in.
And the moment you step in, you hear a voice from behind the counter at the very back of the room. It says, "What's your pleasure, sirs and madam?" And catch sight of an older gentleman behind the counter with a long white beard.
What the fuck? What you selling?
Most things of a curious nature.
Oh, I see. Okay. I still have Oblivion sight up. As I look around at the items, do I see any even if it's just fluctuation in energy, or you know what I mean? I'm trying to get a feel.
Oblivion sight is really specifically for something that is powered by Oblivion or has that kind of thing, which is the afterlife. It is the realm of death. And a couple of things stick out to you, but they're really strange, seemingly innocuous objects. A random ring, a necklace, even a shoe.
I see. So is this for the most part, very this is a cursed items shop? You know what I mean? Like oddities and cursed items.
Yes.
There's two of the pair.
But
I think it might be.
free Frogurt with every purchase.
Of course, because I'm actually very familiar with this, since I have coterie mates that are willy-nilly about what they spend to get gifts. Right. Okay. Right. I don't particularly need anything, but Slip.
Are you sure?
Are you needed? I am at the moment sure. I maybe there might be something that'll catch my interest as I look about, but at this very moment, I think I'm all right.
Well, if you think of anything, just ask. There's a special today. Every item comes with a free Frogurt.
Ah, right.
The
Do you
Frogurt
happen to have a...
The Frogurt is cursed.
Oh, understood.
But it comes with free sprinkles. The sprinkles are also cursed.
I figured as much.
But we do use 100% recycled paper for our cups.
Are the cups cursed?
No, that would be silly.
It would be rather silly, wouldn't it? But I am glad that you're looking out for the environment. That does my heart well.
Indeed.
Do you have a... Jesus Christ, I gotta get you a fucking bell. Do you happen to have a brother? I think some of my friends here might have come through their shop.
Yes, they did. There is only one shop.
Ah, I see. You're one of those. Fancy. Well, I guess I'll take a look around, see what you have to offer. And Marcelina will, make a show of looking at these items. She doesn't touch anything, though. Very purposefully keeps her fucking hands to herself. But yeah, she's looking about. I think she would also look for things that feel like they maybe should be in her family's charge and not some random traveling merchant's shop. But yeah.
I mean, that's a big day. Yeah, there'll be quite a few things that, in that regard, catch your eye as her carter.
Okay. She makes a mental note for sure.
And what about your charming friend? Or friends?
What about my charming friends? Y'all find something you like in here that you might want to get?
There's nothing I require, but I wouldn't. If I may indulge my idle curiosity, may I inquire as to the nature of the cursed frogurt?
Well, it's frozen yogurt with a curse.
Yes.
What flavor would you like? You can have
What
any
flavor
flavor.
is curse?
Well, you can have any flavor you so wish, as long as it's vanilla.
I see.
That's why it's cursed.
I see. Seems there are many such curses in this land.
It makes life more interesting, doesn't it?
Being limited to merely vanilla?
No, being limited to being limited to a variety of curses.
Yes, that does make life more interesting. Vanilla, however, never was my favorite flavor.
I'm very sorry to hear that.
Indeed.
I might be able to get a couple of strawberries and put them in if that's something you'd be interested in.
Ah. That does sound good.
The strawberries aren't cursed, they're just from the supermarket.
Of course.
But what would you all like? You can have almost anything you want.
I'm quite, there's nothing I can think of that I need.
Ah! You paid your debt as well. Thank you, sir.
Well, he had a tab?
He did.
Oh. Neat. Elias
Gave him a
balling out of
very-
control.
I gave him a very handy object.
Oh. Alright. So, if I provided you with the address of a building, could you give me a button that blows up the whole thing?
That would break the laws of physics.
Not what I asked.
Yes, I could.
Alright. Magic Man, let's talk turkey.
No, Slip.
The turkey
I
is
don't think
also cursed?
I think Marcelino
you
pulls
carry
Slip.
turkey?
She'll
rather
pull
dry.
Slip over to the corner and be like, "Don't actually get anything from here, you idiot. It's all cursed."
I'm already cursed.
No, you're not. Okay? You're just
Excuse
different.
me?
Shut up and listen. You're just different now than you were. It's not a curse. Okay?
So do you curse the turkeys yourself?
The curses in here is different.
Marcelina. I'm
Listen
full of
to me.
beans.
That's unfortunate. kind of gross, but I mean, everyone has their thing, okay? Shouldn't be so hard on yourself. It's not a curse. It's an ability. You have to change your perspective on things. That's really, I think, your biggest issue. What's with Nosferatu? All of you is so damn sad.
Full of bees, woman.
I think in character, Marcelina also busts out laughing because, like... My apologies. Like I said, it's kind of rough. You are full of bees. That's fair.
They're always vibrating around in there, no matter what I'm doing.
Right.
I just a window shop.
What if we get you one of those sprays, you know, and it'll make them all docile. So then there'll be a time when they're not vibrating, and you can just kind of relax. Not from here, though. From here, it's cursed.
They're gold.
You have gold bees in your belly, is what you're telling me.
Well, yeah, they just yes.
Then that was a choice, not a curse.
Yeah, no, I'm full of bees though.
That was a choice.
I feel like being able to paint is an ability. Being able to write a novel is an ability. Being able to feed your blood to bees and then they vibe with you is kind of in, like, the curse area.
Is it?
Yes!
I don't think so, because we could do that to humans, too. You could have picked humans. I mean, not to stick in your belly, because they won't fit, but just in general.
Anyway.
Or like a beautiful sunflower.
Jesus, Elias! Also need a bell for you. Fuck!
Ghoul a sunflower.
No, you can't ghoul a sunflower.
So he said, I don't know.
That'd be useless. You don't want to ghoul a sunflower. Can't go anywhere. It's stuck in the ground.
Elias, can you ghoul plants? Is that a thing you do?
Should I do a cult roll for that?
Actually.
That's free. No, you can't.
You cannot ghoul plants.
You can't.
Fun fact for you,
cannot.
I think you actually can do that in Vampire the Requiem.
I think. From what I understand, there's like blood sorcery that can be done as well. It's not so much ghouling plants, but like can make them grow faster, things like that.
Yeah, I mean,
that
you
was
can feed
V20
bones to trees
thing.
in real life.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh.
You can't ghoul plants, Elias.
No, I don't think you can, but perhaps we should try it anyway.
Or maybe, right, we just don't and leave the plants alone? Let them do what they're meant to do? God, what is with y'all? Trying to ruin the fucking earth.
Wait, Elias.
Maybe the
For once, I agree
recycled
with
paper will
Marcelina.
be cursed.
I'm
Elias.
sorry, what was that, sir?
Just a note
Yes?
to myself that maybe in future the cups will be cursed if you're going to start ghouling trees.
No one's ghouling a tree, sir.
So about that button.
Yes.
No!
I'm making my own choices, Marcelina.
But this is a stupid choice!
It's my choice to be stupid.
I hate this. I'm leaving. You have a good day, sir. Let this idiot fucking... She just grumbles on her way out. Like, I can't believe, of all the things to use your freedom on, idiocy. Okay, well done. She leaves.
And he'll just get out this long wooden pipe, light it up, and just say, "What a pleasant woman."
I like her just fine.
The
Do you
buttons are
curse the
not for
turkeys
sale.
yourself?
Turkeys?
Yes. You mentioned they
Curse.
were cursed, and I'm curious.
Oh.
I believe it happens during the cooking stage. The oven, you see, I use, is cursed.
Ah.
So does that mean that you are cursed?
No. Why would I be cursed? I give away curses.
Well, you're using a cursed oven.
Yes.
So I could use the cursed oven, it wouldn't be cursed?
Oh, it would be
You
cursed.
have-
It would turn the food cursed. That's how they cursed the turkeys.
Oh.
Why would I let you use my oven?
You don't know.
No, I
Are you
think
going
you'll
to start
find I
baking
do.
pies, Slip?
Could try. I'm getting off topic. Do you or do... What is the curse on the turkeys?
That really depends on what it is you wish to buy.
I see. I want to buy a button that blows up a building.
Oh dear. That will come back to you at least tenfold.
Oh.
And possibly
What does
cause
that
a
mean?
paradox.
But it means perhaps, Slip, you ought to set your sights a bit smaller.
Alright.
I have some lovely shoes that completely silence any noise you make as you walk. Unfortunately, it also makes you stick to the floor.
I already do that.
Oh. Well, why would you want these shoes?
Novelty.
Well done, sir. You have bested me in this battle of wits.
Sick. Alright, is that good for anything?
No. Quite
Shit.
the opposite.
Alright, so the button's out of the question. Elias, do you want anything?
No, I think I'm quite alright. There's nothing I can think of at the moment that I actually need.
What did you buy?
Oh, well, I bought a container to preserve a gift.
And the container was cursed?
Well, no. Why would it be cursed?
So you can get things without curses.
Yes,
The-
the paper
the-
cups.
The old man's behind the counter and he's just like,
Oh. Oh my god.
Marcelina will poke her head in and be like, "It absolutely was fucking cursed, you ass, and you gave it to the prince." Along with that lucky cat that he gave you. So enjoy that curse sitting in your fucking home.
God damn it, Elias!
The,
Are you
It's
fucking
supposed-
serious?
it's not supposed to be cursed. It was a good luck cat.
You gave me a cursed lucky cat, and then
No.
Violet immediately goes fucking psycho on me like a week later. For real? Dude.
Slip. I never asked for a cursed lucky cat. I simply bought you a lucky cat. There's no curses.
From a cursed item shop, Elias! The whole thing, everything in here, cursed. All of it.
I
I have a question for the owner, the proprietor.
yes?
So if he got a cursed cat and then gave it to me, is he cursed or am I cursed?
The cat is cursed.
Yes, that should be obvious.
It's a curse. It's not like it transmits between objects. Do you know how curses work?
I don't. Okay, so what does the cat do? In my house, it's in my house.
Well, I mean, usually they're quite adorable animals that are treasured for how cute they are, and then you just gotta feed them and pet them. With a cat, you don't need to take it for walks, but you should probably empty its litter box.
What
No.
is the cursed cat, old man?
Oh.
Yes, it's a cursed lucky cat. You know, the ones that do this with their arm.
You'll find that it brings you great fortune. You'll find that you didn't want great fortune.
What's your return policy?
Marcelina just nods sagely in the, in the corner.
I don't know. No one's ever lived to return an object.
Okay, so cool. So, Elias, do you have the receipt?
He doesn't. They don't give receipts. It's a cursed fucking object. Why would he give a receipt?
He gives out Frogurt.
Without a receipt. It's also cursed Frogurt. No, shit about curses. What the fuck?
Do you not give out bills of sale?
No, I just keep things in a ledger.
So in the ledger, you have Elias down as cursed lucky cat
And box.
and box. So, but if I bring the lucky cat in, and you know I spoke to you about the cat and Elias was here, you would potentially be able to accept it as a return.
No.
Y'all don't know shit about curses. Of course there's no return policy on a curse. Once a curse is given, it's given. My God! We
I
have a
don't.
lot to learn.
The
In
deal
the
was
code.
sealed with the
Understand.
consumption of the Frogurt.
Who ate the Frogurt? Oh my God. Solomon ate the Frogurt.
I'll be Solomon.
Solomon ate
I'm
the Frogurt. 'cause
unsure
he
who
could eat-
ate what, but the Frogurt was accepted.
Oh, I know what the curse for Solomon is. Every time he transforms, you shoot him, Marcelina. That is the curse.
I don't think that's a curse. I think that's just me.
Just an ability.
It is.
Re-
I'm quite good at it.
You realize that this is a shop, not a group therapy meeting.
It's all right. So I gotta get rid of the lucky cat. Sure. Cool.
You
I
have
never-
a nice evening, sir. We are going to go. No one is getting any items from here, nor Frogurt, unless Kenny and you are really interested in having some Frogurt.
It
But
was,
I don't like it.
It was never my intention to buy you a cursed cat. I will buy you a replacement from Walmart.
I don't think they have a Walmart here.
What's the equivalent to a Walmart?
Nihon.
There,
We'll
I'll
get-
go there to buy a cat.
Okay.
All right.
You have a
feel like-
good evening, sir. And she'll start shoving the coterie out of the door.
I thought you
Now,
wanted.
hold on.
You didn't want binoculars at the very least?
Not from here. I don't want to see something really good one time, then my eyeballs fucking fall out.
Are they binoculars of true sight?
No, they're just binoculars.
It's the curse.
But what do they cost?
What you got?
Let me check my bill hold.
Oh my God!
I
I'm
will
leaving.
allow
I'm
you
actually-
to take the binoculars in exchange for a bee.
Marcelina leaves. She leaves and she goes to the car.
They're really big and it'll just leave. I think.
It won't.
You
If
want
they're
to
big
be.
enough, I can always just put a leash on it.
They're big enough for that, bud. What is the curse on the binoculars?
They're just binoculars.
They're just binoculars.
I thought I
There's
could
no
go,
curse.
I thought I could go bird spotting, but then I realized we don't really get many birds in this shop.
That's what you said about the lucky cat, that it wasn't cursed.
I lied.
You know what, old man? Fuck you. First of all. Second of all, I would like to talk about making a large purchase, perhaps in the back room.
I mean, you're a lovely man and all, but we've just met. I'm not sure I feel that way about you.
I feel that way about you.
Okay.
It's a big purchase.
And what will it cost you?
I don't know. but I don't want to be judged for selling my soul, so it's going to be in the back room or not at all.
I would never judge you, Slip.
I believe that.
Canon pointedly makes no comment.
Then let us talk business in the back room. I mean, we could just ask your friends to leave.
I guess. Can you guys leave? See, that worked great.
Elias would leave.
Yeah, Kenun would linger for a moment, but yeah, no, he would leave.
The moment Marcelino sees them come out and not Slip, she'll be like, "Where is he?
Where else could he be?
Y'all left him in there in a
Yes.
cursed item shop so that he could."
Run.
He asked.
Slip's gonna run over and lock the door.
Amazing. You're
Yeah,
all
yeah,
so good. At
Does the
keeping
door
this
have a
code
lock?
real.
It doesn't have a handle.
Yeah, it'll have a lock on the inside.
Okay,
It does
All
not
right.
anyway.
Amazing.
fair enough.
Marcelina will go to the door and she'll like go to push it and realize it's locked, and then she'll just like turn around like just, you know, if she could make her eyes red, that's what it would be, just like all red and angry.
Kenun still just internally, he's got the popcorn.
Amazing. Y'all are such great friends. So good at this, keeping the coterie alive business. So good. And she's gonna go to the car and just sit in the seat and harumph.
What's your pleasure, sir?
Oh. I'd like to get a gift for somebody.
Oh, they like curses.
No, I'd like that part to be mine.
Go on.
I'm not sure how much longer I'm going to be around. And I'd like to leave somebody that is very dear to me, something precious. I would like Sato Rin of Clan Tremere to receive what he desires most. And I do not know what that is, but I imagine you might.
He reaches under the counter and pulls out an incredibly large, thick, ancient book, slams it on the counter, just seems to open it almost to a random page. You can plainly see the text. If you would like to know something about the text, please roll intelligence or wits and occult. But you don't have to if you don't wish to.
I will do this thing you have said.
Okay. It's not a hard roll. There you go. That's absolutely fine. And you will recognize the language barely as Enochian. The language of the angels, supposedly. You haven't got a clue how to read it, unfortunately. And the text sort of moves on the pages of the book itself, like a kaleidoscope, twists and twirls into various shapes as he traces his finger down the page, and finally says, Sato Rin. Ah, I see. And you are Slip, correct?
It's the name I'm currently using.
It matters not, and he'll once again trace his finger over it, more text swirling and dancing around on the page. Interesting. Very interesting. Is Rin-san aware of your request?
He is not.
Anything that I give on to him requires consent.
I see.
You do not have to tell him what he is to receive. Merely acquire his permission to give him a gift.
Understood.
And it shall be delivered immediately.
All right.
You may not like what you have to do or what he is to receive in order to acquire this gift, however. The curse is something different this time. One that I am not even fully aware of.
And to be clear, this curse will be mine to bear, not Satorin.
There will be consequences that are inevitable, depending on the gift. But the curse itself shall be borne upon your shoulders.
Find that acceptable?
Very well. Acquire permission. Instructions will be obvious to you upon delivery of permission.
All right. And if I do not receive consent, then everything else just doesn't matter, basically.
Correct.
Okay.
No.
And if I wish to make
curse.
And if I wish to make another purchase in the future, I assume you're just around?
When needed, I appear.
When needed. Okay. Well, thank you for your time.
You're very welcome, young man.
So, how much for one of the froyos?
You may take one for free. Would you like
Oh, cool.
sprinkles?
Wait, did Kenyon want a turkey or a froga?
Take the froga.
Oh, shit.
It's easier to walk
I'll
out
take
the
the
shop
froga.
with.
He seems like a sprinkle sort of guy, sure.
Here's a sentence I keep forgetting I'm going to end up saying is he will present you with frozen yogurt with sprinkles.
Yeah, okay. Is it turkey flavored? Is that like a thing?
No, it's vanilla.
Oh, he's very vanilla. He'll love this. Thank you.
Have a lovely
right.
evening.
Yep. And the Slip will just walk out with a froyo. Just a frogurt. Yeah.
Marceline is just shaking her head from the car.
Henun is loitering outside the car waiting for Slip to come back, so...
He walks over with the gift extended.
Ah. Your proof of purchase, I see.
What you get?
Sort of. Nothing yet.
Even worse.
Even worse.
You are offering this to me?
Yeah.
Henun regards it for a moment. Considers it. Puts the whole thing cup and all into his mouth.
Oh my god. Wow. College was nuts for you, right?
Oh my fucking god!
I think on that note, we should take a break. So we can all have a good giggle. Be right back.
She'll get in the car without saying anything.
I play too
Kenon
much.
and Slip are getting in the larger silver black car, and the rest of the coterie await in their own vehicle. The driver closes the door gently after Slip slips inside, grabs his own seat. The driver starts the engine, drives them off without saying a word. As the car makes its way through the Neon City, is there anything Slip and Kenon would like to talk about?
Oh. How was it with Elias?
We talked.
You guys seem to be, okay.
We had our opportunity to discuss enlightenment.
Cool. I'm glad.
Indeed.
The car comes to a slow halt inside a sheltered car park. Slip is able to quickly read the overhead sign for an onsen. The car parks up underneath the structure in an almost empty car park. The driver silently exits the car, holding the door open for Kenon and Slip. Closes it gently behind them while bowing and says "Simasen," and takes the lead, guiding the pair up a set of smoothly cut stairs and into the building. The man takes them through the entranceway, past the reception desk, where the woman behind the counter gives a bow as the Coven walk past. Their footsteps make a pleasing sound against the stone-tiled floor as they are led to a door at the end of a long corridor marked "Private." The man stops and holds the door open, his head deep in a bow as Slip and Kenon step into the hot, humid room. A layer of mist clings to the floor like a funeral fog. Kenon, unperturbed in the slightest, approaches the large pool of steaming water, where a Japanese man sits naked in the water without any shame, and says, in perfect Japanese, "Kenon-san, are you here with the wind of fate, or the stale air of a problem?"
Both, perhaps.
Me. Ah! Forgive me. The Kinjin. Slip-san, isn't it?
It is.
This meeting was called at your behest. State your business.
I wish to make a report to the benefit of the daimyo.
Go on.
Well, I have been doing as I was asked, and assisting the coterie with the assignment given to them. But I've been doing the other thing that I have been asked, which is, let's call it what it is. I've been spying. So, there is a minor problem that I think I have headed off, for the most part, at the pass, and I believe I've taken the problem out of the equation, but still, the root cause is beyond me.
Explain yourself. You dance around the matter, but you do not state the matter.
Attempting to give context, but you're right. I apologize. The Cammarine has been very naughty. You are aware of the bullet train.
Of course.
There is evidently some artifact on that train.
The tiger idol.
The prince, if you can call them that, has a desire for that object and assigned several kindred to attempt to burgle your train.
Man slips down a bit further in the water until it comes up to his neck, and a smile crosses his face. Sir, the Kinjin crafter of flesh prince has learned of the idol. How that came to be is immaterial at this point. Fortunately, this was foreseen. Both of you, play along with it. Stalk them like a cat stalks its prey. Go along with their plan. Assist them. Do not arouse their suspicion. Let them even board the train, if they find it. Their corruption will not stand before our purity. When they fail, we will have all we need to finally convince Daimyo to remove these invaders from our land and find more accommodating tenants to replace them.
Oh. I believe I have headed off the problem. There are not many within the coterie that I believe any longer would wish to pursue this. I have done nothing but try to make it abundantly clear to them that it is a stupid move. They would not stand a chance. They would be crushed immediately, and all but I think one or maybe two of them would have any desire to foresee, to follow through with this. And I don't think that's enough.
Cease your operation. Encourage them. This presents an opportunity. We can't let it fall away. Kenon, this responsibility will be placed upon you. The honor is yours, and slip, Sans. When we succeed in exposing these parasites' machinations, we will be lauded. Do not inform the daimyo of this yet. We don't want to play our hand too early. There is much to gain. Understood.
It simply bows.
As does Kenun.
Excellent. Is there anything further you require?
No.
If you require sustenance, it has been provided in the room to the right. If you wish to make use of the facilities, feel free. Otherwise, you will be taken back to where you were picked up from.
I'm fine with being taken back personally.
Kenun-san.
As am I.
Excellent. Matane. He'll just close his eyes and sink slowly into the water, obscured by the gushing steam spilling over the water and onto the floor like a torrent of waterfalls. You are escorted out of the onsen, taken back into the car respectfully, and driven back to where you came from. As you travel, is there anything you wish to talk about? The car comes to a halt, exactly in the spot it picked you up from. The driver exits, opens the door and remains bowed as you each leave and approach your own vehicle as the man drives away. Now that you are reunited with the rest of the coterie, what would you like to do?
Slip will very casually go over and get in the car.
Yeah.
Marcelina, when that car first pulled up to get them, Marcelina will take down the license plate. And when they return, Marcelina is staring just out the window, kind of aimlessly.
That
How was your ride?
same as it always is.
Is that so?
Yeah.
Understood. It's an interesting choice of words for Slip to use. Marcelina does not forget. Alright, so TID building?
Yeah, did you guys pick up some binoculars while we were gone?
You didn't grab the binoculars from the Cursed Adam shop?
I think my bees. No, I didn't get one.
No. Well.
When we get there, we can always ask if someone has binoculars for us to borrow.
That's true,
Let me
we
get-
can, Elias. Elias can be quite convincing, so.
Hey, we're not going in the building, are we?
No. I'm sure there'll be people on the street in which we can ask for help.
People on
Isn't
the
that
street
right,
carrying
Elias?
binoculars.
Well, we'll figure it out when we get there, I suppose, since y'all didn't grab any from the shop earlier, so.
Sure.
I think there's almost like a sickly sweet smile on Marcelina's face as they drive and drive off to the TID building.
As you're driving through the city of Tokyo, the city that never sleeps, on your way towards a TID building for reconnaissance and infiltration, what are your thoughts and feelings, Elias?
I think Elias is doing pretty good. He knows that Marcelina's not happy with him, and he just doesn't know why. Well, at least he doesn't understand. Other than that, yeah, I think Elias is doing pretty good.
Marcelino.
I think Marcelina is stuck on Slip's choice of words. I think she figures out pretty quickly some things, given what he said in the alleyway when they were hunting, and just now. It's pretty easy for her to figure out what's going on there. And I think she just thinks, poor fool. because in the end, he's not them. He's one of us. And they'll nail him to the cross next to us, no matter how much he does for them. And it's not really pity that she feels, it's more just like, well, I guess he made his bed, like not much I can do for him, in that regard. But I do think that she starts planning, because she knows what she'll have to do so that she ends up where she needs to be. Yeah, I mean, she already didn't trust Kenun, so this is just another, like, yep, you're right not to trust him. And I think briefly she'll think about the coterie as a whole and go, well, they're on their own.
Lip.
Slip is completely lost in his mind right now. He's trying to think 3 steps ahead. He's trying to figure out how he's going to convince other members of the coterie not to do this very stupid thing they really should not be doing, picking a fight with a Gaki. And without now Kenun being necessarily aware, because he doesn't intend to stoke flames, he is a coward who doesn't want conflict, even to the point of doing things that will generate both of those. He's kind of hedging his bets. He's pretty sure Marcelina doesn't want that smoke anymore. Great, perfect, that's one. He's pretty sure Elias is not going to want that smoke. Violet, maybe a lost cause. She seems ride or die. But everyone else, he's pretty sure he doesn't necessarily have to. He's trying to think of how to play both sides so that everyone stays alive. Even though that's very dumb of him. So he is just lost in his own reflection right now.
How are you going to reconcile the two opposing ideas? You want to keep them away from the train. The Gaki have told you, get them on the train.
I mean, he was told to encourage them, but if they very intelligently, on their own, decide not to do that stupid thing, I mean, tragic.
You would rather risk the wrath of the Camarilla Prince than the wrath of the Gaki.
He's not worried about the away team.
No one's wearing red shirts.
They literally forgot about him for 60 years and were like, oh, you're still alive. He can do that again. He's not worried.
Kenun, what are your thoughts and feelings?
Kenun's just vibing. He's got his orders. He's gonna follow his orders.
Excellent. And what about the approaching TID building?
He's got his orders. He's gonna follow his orders. He's a simple guy.
He has one setting, and that setting is go.
Exactly. Exactly.
Is anything...
I think Marcelina. I think Marcelina is in a place of, I'm dying, and we're gonna go do this thing at this building for the Gaki, technically for our survival. There's this plague to which he's dying from. And then there's that stupid idol that's on that train that this fucking idiot prince wants for whatever reason. And I think Marcelina is just like, just burn it all to the ground and move on. I think the more and more she sits in the silence of this car, the more she's like, they're all a plague. All of them. Gaki, Kindred, they're all a virus. And not in the sense of like, humans would be better off without them. Fuck the humans too. Just like sink the whole place. Like she's slowly kind of dipping off into this morbid headspace as they approach the TID building.
Marcelina slipping into kill mode, Winter Soldier mode.
Yeah. Her head is just emptying of any kind of like decorum she may have been taught. And it's just sort of leaving her in waves.
She is becoming the unliving weapon.
Yeah. Exactly.
And I'm just picturing Elias just sat there, smiling and happy. I'm just glad we're all together. Bless that man.
Whispering into the earpiece for everyone to hear.
Definitely. Glass and concrete monolith building of the TID spews from the ground and reflects the surrounding Tokyo skyline in its many glossy surfaces. Upon the emblazoned street down below, the coterie have gathered together, a safe and comfortable distance away from the entrance. Already at this distance, they can feel the slight sting and push of true faith. What would you like to do?
How far exactly would you say that distance is?
20 feet enough? Do you want a bit more?
Well, I'm just thinking like if we're in the car and let's say we get into a parking spot, you know what I mean? Like, is it just like sidewalks worth of distance, or do we have to be out of the car and like walking towards the building? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, you I mean, it would be, you'd find a small parking spot, luckily in Tokyo. At most a 3-minute walk from the car parking spot to the TID building.
Okay. True faith. All right. Is there currently people coming in and out of the building? I know that those, first couple floors are regular businesses.
There's the odd one or two person. It's not like a constant stream in and out. Just one or two.
Okay. And those top 3 floors that you said are technically TID, are there lights on?
Yes.
Okay. Can you all feel that?
Yes, it feels discomforting.
That's true faith.
Kenun, do you feel that?
I actually would like to activate Shi's sight. That seems like a good thing to do in the moment.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Free. Absolutely free. And there's this fairly bright white light just emitting from this downstairs hallway corridor thing. It's not brightly vivid. You can stare at it. Won't hurt you, won't make you go blind kind of thing, but you recognize true faith. And the same, of course, with anyone else that has sensed the unseen.
Yes.
Now, as far as I know, there is only one way to deal with true faith, You take them out, no mercy. I am open to suggestions on how you'd like to approach the situation. But mind games won't work on true faith. Not really.
Yes, individuals of true faith do tend to be more resistant to that. It would be good to avoid them if we can. Perhaps if we sneak in, try to keep them from sending off alarms.
Uh, Shiv.
Yes, my darling.
Holidays, Shinto. Does Slip have any knowledge of like holidays that people who practice Shinto would maybe not be at work?
Shit, should have done my research there. That was not a question I thought of. That's a fucking great avenue. Yeah, let's I know, yeah. Very soon, about a week's time from now, there is, I cannot remember the name of the holiday, but, the spirits of relatives past walk the streets and you can talk to them and meet them.
Okay. Slip will bring this up to the people in the car. In about a week, there's a bit of a holiday for the Shinto faith. They might not be at work that day, like a religious holiday sort of thing.
Would I, being a Hakata, know of this particular holiday, given what it involves? And, like, would Hakata be involved?
I mean, I don't think it's a Hakata thing. It's because it's very much a Japanese and Shinto faith thing. It's not All Hallows. It was something like Oban, something like that. I can't remember. But it's Marcelina would know about it simply through research, because Marcelina's not going to go to a country and know fuck all like I did.
Right. Yeah, right. Right, to be far more prepared. Okay, so I would know this holiday. Yes, apparently this is when past loved ones come back to have a little chat. I've got a cousin or two who like to play in between for the locals.
I like that. That would be my best guess for taking them out without taking them out.
Well, this is next week, so are we really willing to wait that long? Do we have that kind of time?
It's all we really have. And I mean, if it's wait a week or maybe walk into a lobby full of very, very religious people, I mean...
Well, as far as we know, it's not everybody that's got true faith. It's only a few of them, right?
Right.
And we are posing as employees of said building.
Yeah, and I mean, look at it this way, right? We can feel that from here. I can taste that 3 blocks away. And I mean, hey, if a couple people take off and then there's a couple new people around, fill in the holes, right? You know? Kind of makes sense. We can use that as an excuse for why we're there.
Well, we need at least, 6 of us? Or 6 of them to leave for us to come in order for it not to seem so suspicious.
Or any number of them. I don't think your average desk dude is going to be too worried about who called off today.
All right, then. I guess that's our end. In a way that makes it a little less burdensome for us. I could just take them out.
Like in what sense? Like, walk in with a Tommy gun and just or
No, silly. There are better ways to take people out. Faster ways, too. It'll take a bit of sneaking, but I can get it done.
yeah.
So here's the deal. We can pull a fire alarm. Most of the civilians in here will leave. And then we can just...
Yeah. I mean, we'd have to get past probably the truth pay. I mean, yeah, we could bring all of this and see what everybody thinks. Yeah, that's a great idea.
Mm.
Yeah.
Now, it will cause some noise, no matter how we go about doing this.
Yeah.
So there is the masquerade to worry about.
Well, before we
I
go
don't
in
know.
at all, in any
Huh.
capacity, no matter what day, no matter what approach, the very first thing we've got to do is hit the janitorial maintenance area at the rear of the building to cut the power to the X-scopes.
Okay. I think between you and me, we can get that done.
Super agreed. And then when the X-scopes don't go off when we walk up, they're going to be like, yeah, these guys are totally alive.
There's also, if Violet's with us, she can do a lot of that sneaky stuff too.
Agreed. And then we'll have the transmitters to get us into the actual area. Those are probably one-time use, so there won't be like a leave and come back real quick. Once we're in, we're full sending. But, yeah.
That's not an issue for me as much as it is for you, Slip.
I mean, once we're in and out, I would prefer to never go back again, ever. So I also want to full send.
Okay, then. Right, so we get in using our lovely badges that we've got made for us, right? Sneak into the janitorial staff area, cut those X-scopes, and then do you want to do the option of pulling the alarm, letting some of these civilians leave, and then taking out the others? Or...
Oh, I figure most of the building won't be a problem. You just take an elevator up to
the top 3 floors.
Yeah. And we could definitely do the fire alarm thing. I don't know that would clear the whole building. So we should probably not
to
pull
mention
that
whoever
whole
appears to try to put out any fires.
That's fair.
I do think it's a good idea. I do think we do that. But I don't know that we pull the first fire alarm we come to. I think we save that as like a... Things are getting weird.
Go ahead, Elias.
Could we fill the building with smoke?
We could. It's a good idea. Fill the building with smoke, and then we don't even have to touch those alarms. Someone else will do it for us. Unless they have a sensor, and that sensor will take care of it.
Shiv.
Yes, Dom.
Does Slip have reason? Does Slip have reason to believe that a big enough smoke bomb, or a large enough smoke bomb in an elevator shaft at the base would be enough to use the shaft as a dispersal method to treat the building like a beehive, like Elias said?
maybe not the entire building, but I think Slip has way more than enough common sense and knowledge of this sort of thing to basically realize you don't need to fill the entire building with smoke. Just enough smoke to set off alarms that's going to evacuate the entire building. However, whether or not that will mean that the TID are going to leave is a gamble, but it would certainly clear it of mortals.
Okay. Well, I don't think we need to fill the whole building with smoke. It's a decent idea. I think if we set off enough alarms on enough floors, many people would definitely leave. That's a bit more real than just a fire alarm being pulled.
However, people who remain will be paying attention.
Yeah, and I don't know that the TID will full evacuate.
Still, if we can get many innocent people to evacuate, that would be good. The only ones left would be those who are likely not innocent.
Yeah, I could build a smoke bomb or something.
Well, I mean, we can do this the easy way, right? We can sneak in, place a couple bombs, and actually blow up the building. But since y'all are concerned about mortal lives, and there is a masquerade, I suppose, to worry about, I think that's our best option is to try to clear the building out with the smoke, and then we deal with the TID left over.
I could build both. I could build Plan A and Plan B.
We could evacuate the building and then you could blow it.
Yeah, you guys can have your cake and eat it too. A little extra setup. And every step we add, more chance to go wrong.
And those who may remain would certainly be paying attention after the fact.
Well, the idea is that it would happen simultaneously, you know. Evacuate the people because of smoke. Those up top get a little concerned because they don't know what's actually going on. And then before they can actually start assembling, they go kaboom.
Yeah, if we put a... Golly.
We do have to be careful. I don't know about Canoon, but us in particular don't really like fire, so we have to do this very carefully.
I mean, if we could get... we could do the smoke bombs, obviously. If we could put a explosive on top of an elevator and send it straight up top floorsies.
That's exactly my thought.
Not shy at all about drawing attention, then.
As I said, it's an option. I made it clear that it will draw attention. So it really depends how you guys want to go about this. If you really want to go about it complicated, we can get real sneaky and get in there up to the top floor, and we're going to have to go floor by floor with that. It's a lot more steps.
I mean, as I've said before, this is your mission and you are free to go about it as you please. I simply suspect that perhaps the simple option may yet turn to be more complicated than it seems.
Then how would you go about it, Kenneth? If this was your mission?
He considers it. I rather liked the holiday idea.
So wait for the holiday. Empties out at least part of the building of True Faith, right? Question, ST, really quick. Do I know if True Faith is something that can be like put on items and left behind as like means of protection? Yeah. Okay. So here's the one problem with that is you don't necessarily need bodies to provide True Faith protection. You can put it on artifacts, on simple items, leave them behind, serve as wards. Kind of like that golem that we faced in that other building with that weird death cult. It's just a bunch of rocks, but it had, well, for lack of a better word, magic on it. Service protection.
Yes.
If there are any such objects, Elias, depending on the type of object, like obviously it's not going to work if it turns into like a dude and starts fighting us like a rock samurai. But if it's like a charm or some other like a a symbol of the faith placed over a doorway, I guess, that's where Elias could convince some other people to take it down.
Yes, that's what I was going to say, is objects left behind certainly won't evacuate in the case of fire.
Sure, I could persuade someone to take the object for us, provided there's someone to convince.
Yeah. Also, provided it's like physically actually keeping us out of somewhere. If it's just annoying and we walk under it, bleh.
I used objects as an example, but wards can be placed in a wall. You know what I mean? You blow up a building, then it don't fucking matter. It's all gone.
Yes, and then you have to deal with repercussions of having blown up a building.
Well.
Do you think that would upset the daimyo?
Far be it from me to say.
Good question. We could always ask. Right, Canoe?
Of course. However, that does not necessarily mean we shall get answers.
I'm going to take a little walk. I'll be right back. Marcelina gets out of the car, and she is going to get on the phone. Or she's not actually calling anyone. Just making it look like she's on the phone. And she is out loud speaking like conversational Japanese, just like very mundane conversation. And she's going to walk by the building.
Roll your willpower for me, please.
Oh, shit. Okay. Regular ass willpower check, yeah?
Yep.
There you go.
You approach the building. You feel the tendrils of true faith pushing at you, the ancient curse coursing through your veins, boils almost. And then you just carry on.
Good. As I walk by the building, is there, like, I don't know if this is the case, but I imagine there's kind of like windows there, or, you know what I mean? Like display windows almost.
Mm-hmm.
Am I able to just see into that lobby a little bit, get kind of a feel for what it looks like?
It's a huge glass front, because it's a very much a design aesthetic to let as much sunlight in as possible during the day, obviously. And there's only about 3 people on this reception desk that covers it. You'll even see a floor listing. And strangely enough, the floor listing only goes from floor 1 to floor 26. Floor 4 is missed off the list entirely, as is normal in many Japanese buildings, because 4 is an unlucky number. But still, 26 is an extremely odd number. You would estimate there's easily more than 26 floors here.
Okay. Do I know the total of floors that there actually is of this building from having looked at my maps earlier? Or would those have been also kept off the map?
I was debating whether or not you'd have that. And not even a roll. You'd estimate about 29 floors. 29, 30 floors.
Okay. Interesting. Wonderful. And there's like about 4 people you said on this main floor?
Yep.
Security guards are just looking like regular lobby, like desk people?
No security guards.
Okay.
Just these
Of course.
almost like row of metal detectors right at the entrance. And you'll see that those the people behind the desk are faithful Shinto followers. And you'll realize, why? How can I shouldn't be able to get this close if they have true faith. Perhaps you have been able to overcome the strength of their true faith, and it's not actually as potent as you had feared.
Interesting. Marcelina will continue walking past the building until she comes to a corner, and then will essentially go the block, so that she comes up sort of behind the car, and comes back in and says, right, so some things to note. The true faith believers, they're right on that lobby floor, right there, first floor. But it's not as strong as I thought. I was able to walk right on by. I mean, I felt it, felt the pressure of it, but it should have been more. I shouldn't have been able to get that close to the building.
Okay.
There are about 3 or 4 of them right on that main lobby. There's metal detectors, which could also be sort of like your X-scopes, kind of being able to check who's who as they walk through. But that's right there on that first floor. The 4th floor, obviously missing. Not really, but just, they don't mark it down. 4 is an unlucky number, but only goes to 26 floors, despite there being about 29 of them.
So there is either a second bank of elevators on 426, or it's stairs only, and I don't think it would be stairs only. So probably a secondary bank.
Probably. Either way. I imagine, though, to keep with inspections and all that, codes and such, they have to have a staircase in case of fire.
Yeah. All right. You were able to... But you're very willful. Let me have a little walk past, perhaps, as I am a bitch-made coward. Let's see what happens.
Careful now. You don't want to give yourself away.
I mean, I'd rather do it now than when there's 6 of us holding hands with our ID badges.
That's fair. Go on, then.
By the way, as Slip says, he's a bitch-made coward, you see Kenon reaching into his jacket to get out the feel-good fish.
What?
The good vibes fish, bro.
The good vibes fish, yeah.
Yes, no, just take out a red snapper and slap Slip across the face with it. Definitely what happens.
About yourself, damn it.
Marcelina doesn't know shit about that, so she's gonna let him do whatever they need to with that fish. Yes.
Slip will get out of the car. Do I have any idea with an occult of 2 and 0 specializations in it, what true faith even minorly could do to a kindred?
Oh, absolutely.
That was not willful?
Absolutely. I mean, you will have heard, at the very least, the rumors of pure true faith. Absolute pure true faith can just annihilate a kindred on the spot, practically. Turn them into complete mush. A touch could literally burn a kindred and cause them to terror frenzy.
Alright.
It is about almost as lethal as the hated sun itself. But nothing on this planet can ever equal the hatred that one has for bananas.
Agreed.
Okay. Slip will cross the street and get close-ish to the building, not close enough for true faith. He will sit there and think about all that stuff, and then he will go back to the car.
Okay.
Just get back in the car.
Marcelino will just give him a look as he's walking back to the car.
Yeah, on a very real level, Kenun's face, you're still the spiritually eating popcorn, just
Yeah.
Should we be going in or are we waiting outside?
Oh, we're not doing that today, guys.
No.
Scoping out
Reconnaissance.
plans at the moment. Yeah, this is
Oh,
reconnaissance.
yes. Wonderful.
Hello, Elias. I mean, you've got faith, right?
Well, I
Bullshit.
think it's different.
Oh, sure, it's certainly different, but your will, I mean, it must be higher than the average kindred, considering all that faith you put in enlightenment.
That is likely.
Maybe you just take a walk by, see what happens, you know?
All right. Shiv,
You
I will use
you don't
my
have to go in. Just
session
little.
use of
It's like the
suppress the hunger,
Suppress the hunger.
and then I will just walk by. I'll like everyone else has been doing. I'll walk close without going all the way in.
How close? Do you want to test the test the true faith? Kind of close.
Yes.
Do a willpower roll for me, please. I am rolling like crap
Moment.
tonight. Yeah, you absolutely thrash my scores, and you will feel this pull and tendril of true faith start to eke away at you, start to sort of sizzle your flesh, and then it just stops.
I will walk back. Yes, there is some sort of aura or barrier or something. It caused some minor discomfort, but it faded rather quickly. I think it's relatively safe to go in.
Marcelina does actually smile at this and says, "Well, we at least know that two of us can get in, no problem. It'd be a whole other thing with the six of us."
Flip
Question.
will get out of the car to go back over.
Question real quick, ST. Or well, I guess I could actually ask this out loud. Canoon, are you affected by true faith at all?
For some reason, when the player is faced with just a blatant yes or no question, I lose the ability to speak. Yeah, no. Kenun responds with a characteristically non-committal nod,
Right.
very nearly a shrug.
Well, you know you're gonna come in there with us, right?
My mission is to assist you as far as I may.
You should probably make sure you can actually get inside.
I suppose I should, but I don't feel particularly inclined to similarly take a stroll around this clown car. A mite suspicious, is it not? Us parking here and one by one going to circle the building?
Oh, I didn't circle the building, I circled the block, so I just looked like I was on a stroll.
Yes, but everybody else.
Well, they're idiots, aren't they?
Gives another nod, just sort of to communicate a sort of "you said it."
I was just trying to be helpful and do what my coterie wanted.
You are absolutely useful, and I had faith in you, Elias. I knew you'd have no problem walking by that building.
Oh,
Did you
thank
say you have
very
faith
much,
in him?
Marcelina.
I did.
Do we need to do another true faith check now? Slip!
I'm not lying.
Slip!
Hello.
Willpower roll
Hello.
for me, please, as you approach the
I
building.
know.
Yes, sir.
Feel the pull and piercing, burning of true faith dance upon your skin. No sooner does it start than it fizzles out.
Okay, cool. He'll walk the block. Are there any businesses?
Lots. This is quite a commercial area. There's a couple of other tallish buildings nearby, closed mall shops, big brand shops, that kind of thing.
Okay. He will just stop in somewhere, buy some minor garbage, so he's got a bag, and then head back. You know what? I'm gonna buy a new lucky cat. And when I get back to my haven, I'm gonna throw away the old one and put in the new one.
No problem. No problem.
As Slip slides into the car, he puts his bag at his feet and is like, "Yeah, that was pretty shitty, but I did it."
Well done.
And we are all very proud of you.
Yeah, thanks.
I hope the same can be said for the others.
Hope I can do it twice.
Because best laid plans can be easily ruined by a frenzied vampire. And if someone's just a little bit too hungry, emotional, might serve as a problem.
Yep, maybe. We'll see.
Well, we have 2 sets of plans on how we can do this. Any other suggestions?
Nope. Got to workshop it with the rest of the people and see what everyone wants to do. And, when more people are here, they'll probably come up with other ideas and field them all, I guess.
Are we sure this is something we want to do with everyone?
Great question. We could assemble like a Go team. But who were you thinking of excluding?
I didn't have anyone in particular in mind, but I was just curious. It may be best to at least break the group up into 2 teams.
Sure.
Then we're not all out in one place,
Yeah.
I'll be on Team Happy.
On Team Happy. I think Sato might actually like that one.
All right, cool. Me and Marcelina, since we're going around to cut off the X-scopes, will be Team Backdoor.
All right, then. Everyone else can be Team Happy.
Neat.
It should be easy enough, at least to get through that part. X-scopes down, then we can figure out what we want to do. I just wouldn't rely too heavily on the holiday to be how we get in.
No. I don't think that'll be the cure-all, but it might ease things.
I think our best bet is at least to smoke out the civilians. Less bodies to have to worry about.
Yeah, I agree with that.
The TID themselves, though, that's, 3-4 floors, possibly, of nonsense that we'll have to get through. I'd prefer to handle it quickly.
Yeah, the less time we spend fucking around, the better. Yeah. Well, I mean, when we find the Sabbat, it's going to be messy immediately, depending on how that goes, depending if they're even there. But
Do we really think they're there?
I don't really know. It seems so odd, completely and utterly bizarre, that they are entrenched where they are. I'm trying to wrap my head around it.
I mean, look, the Sabbat's whole deal is taking out antediluvians. They're real against the Camarilla. Why here? In the middle of Gaki territory? That doesn't make any fucking sense.
I mean,
Unless...
well, that's how the Inquisition got started in the first place. Kindred pointing humans at other kindred. Could be trying to do it again. Just this time, they're very on the nose.
Oh, well. I think they had a little help, but... Sure.
Could be.
I mean, what better way than for Gaki to point Sabat at humans who they point at? What did Gaki call us? Kinjin, right?
Yes,
That is the polite word they use, yes.
indeed.
Yeah, maybe. Fully possible. We'd have to talk to them.
You sure you want to do this, Slip?
Oh, I have from day one said I don't want to go into that building, but I mean, if we're doing this, we're doing this. I very much don't want to do this, but if we're going to do it, I want to do it right.
Right. All right, well, we have our plans and our knowledge, and when we get with the others, we can let them know and see if they've got any ideas, and we can make some moves.
Yeah. Yeah, that's it. I can provide any additional tech we need in the days to come after we talk with everybody else. I can try to pinpoint more information, but I think I got you about all that surface level and safe to get. I think now we just gotta decide door number 1 or door number 2.
Yeah, all right. Sounds good to me. I think it's best we head home. No more for us to gather here. At least for now. I mean, unless you want to go inside.
Well, we'd have to cut the X-scopes, or we're just fucking dead on delivery.
You think they'd notice if their X-scope stopped working?
Hopefully not. Well, the place they would notice mostly, I would assume, would be that back area, so we lock it down, maybe not. Most people don't look up, right? And that is where they will be. And I don't think they'll be looking for the little red light.
How comfortable are you betting on their incompetence?
Comfortable than betting that it will be better if we don't turn the X-scopes off.
Oh no, of course. It's just a matter of how long you believe they shall not notice.
That's
I mean,
my point.
Well, I don't plan on just going back there and turning it off. If I can beans up the whole thing and they can't turn it back on, that is an ideal situation.
I guess my question is this, right? I think if the plan is to shut those X-scopes off first, we need to know how much time we have between that moment and anyone fucking noticing a thing. Because it's going to be those extra minutes, seconds that are going to count, and whether you get the fuck out alive or not.
Yeah. Well, until I'm actually in there, wrist deep in wires, I won't be able to tell you, but I'll make it as long as I possibly can. But yeah, I think we do not dilly or dally.
Okay. Home it is then.
Car engine roars into life. You drive away, leaving the TID building, in the rearview mirror getting smaller and smaller as you approach the temporary haven in Edogawa. Arriving back. And as you wait, as you arrive, you find there is a car already waiting for you, and a mysterious figure standing next to the car. And at that point, we'll call an end to this week's session.
Who the fuck is that?
Who indeed? We'll find out next week.
God damn it.
So, with that said, all the way down... Oh, Jesus Christ. All the way down at the bottom of my notes. All of our players have made their characters with the use of the V5 unofficial player's guide from our good buddy Bully over on TableGoth. You can find that in the links provided, and also TableGoth in the link provided. About 30 seconds after I said it, and then you'll look at it and go, that's why that stupid twat's putting that there. Now you know. That said, Marcelina, who are you? What do you do? Do you do things? Let's find out.
Hi, everyone. Yes, I do things. I do TTRPGs. Hello. You can find me all over the internet as the Risa Rave. I post all my TTRPG updates on Twitter. I am doing that stuff here on Table of Horrors. I am also very soon we will be launching with Lanyap Gaming. August 9th is when our Chronicle Blood and Jazz will be coming out. And you can go meet my lovely La Sombra character over there. But yeah, that's what I do. That's who I am. That's where to find me.
Play. That's in New Orleans, right? Which is why it's called Blood and Jazz?
Yes, that's in New Orleans. Mm-hmm.
That's going to be very interesting. Slip! Who are you? What do you do? Do you do things? Let's find out.
Yeah, you can find me on Twitter at VampireFather. I'm on Twitch at VamDaddy, where I stream variety. And I'm here on Fridays.
Lovely. Kenon! Who are you? What do you do? Do you do things? Let's find out.
Hi, I'm Daybreakathon. I commit ghost crimes, playing video games over at twitch.tv/Daybreakathon. I've written a couple of fantasy novels. I do art sometimes. Generally a bit of a weirdo. Nice to meet ya.
You have done the character portraits for Kenon and Slip, which are on the overlay right now, for an example. Are you still open for commissions if anyone wants one?
Yep.
Marvellous. Elias, who are you? What
yes.
do you do? Do you do things? Let's find out.
I'm Nascavian. I play Elias. I play on Table of Horrors every Friday. And recently I've been reading this book called Warbreaker, a Shattered World story. I'm about 1/3 through it and getting pretty awesome.
Hey!
Lovely.
I'm doing the heart hand thing. You can't see me because I don't have a camera, but my hands are currently shaped like a heart.
Check out our links down below for Twitter, Discord, archived episodes, YouTube. We have podcast-only versions now over on Anchor, which I think is also on Spotify and Google Podcasts. I think that's everything. It's a horrible feeling when I feel like I've forgotten something, but I think that's everything. We'll be back next week with the next episode of Nihon Nights and a very special guest. Let's see, who can we go a raiding on? Oh, and of course, a big shout out and thank you to Wowzers for giving us a raid. Very grateful. Thank you. Let's see, who can we go? Oh, there's someone. We'll go raiding on Pink Cyan. She is playing Apex Legends, but of course, legally speaking, we are not allowed to go until Marcelina says the line.
Stay tasty.